guys! Today I'm going to review Minder, the very first episode. It's called Gunfight at the OK Laundrette. Minder, the TV show, started in 1979. The first episode was called Gunfight at the OK Laundrette. The episode was directed by Peter Sasdy, and he's a great director. He's directed a lot of Hammer films. He's directed films like Taste of the Blood of Dracula, Countess Dracula, Hands of the Ripper. The writer is Leon Griffiths, and he's also the deviser of the show. Minder lasted 11 seasons, and it also did 2 TV movies. Series 1 to 6 started in 1979 till 1985. Then there was a Christmas Day TV movie called Minder on the Orient Express in 1985. Then in 1988 they did another TV movie, came out on Boxing Day, and that was An Officer and a Car Salesman. Then Dennis Waterman did one last series in 1989, Series 7, and then he was written out. Minder came back in 1991, and instead of Dennis Waterman, George Cole had his nephew, Ray Daly, played by Gary Webster. This lasted 3 more series. Series 8 was 1991, Series 9 was 1993, Series 10 was 1994. Then in 2009, they did season 11, which had a totally different cast. Archie Daly was played by Sean Ritchie, and Jamie Cartwright was played by Lex Shrapnel. However, this wasn't very successful and only lasted 6 episodes before it was cancelled. Minder was an incredibly popular TV show, especially the years when Dennis Waterman played the character. So the plot of this episode's quite simple. It's just this gang, 3 villains, and they decide to rob this laundrette, and Terry's in doing his rounds, getting the money out of the tills, and they get captured and shoved into like an underground basement, and the police are outside surrounding the place because Terry stopped the thieves from getting away. And it's a brilliant episode. It's actually more serious than I expected. I thought Minder was a bit more comedy based, but it isn't really. There's serious situations as well as witty dialogue. So the robbers, it's played by black adult and 2 black youths who are working with them, and they've got Terry and his friend and this old woman like as hostages down in the basement, and they can't get away. They're like out of the depth, the robbers, asking for like a helicopter.
That Independent Rastafarian Army, you know how the initials come out, don't you? IRA.
They fancy bloody robbing a bloody laundrette with a bloody shotgun. Daft buggers were about to get caught. So it's one of them stories that's based on an enclosed space. And this creates a lot of tension, like a pressure cooker. And there's a scene where one of the head robber, he's like bullying the 2 youths who's working with him. There's a scene where he's pointing the shotgun at this old woman, threatening that he's going to blow her head off. And for a minute you think, is he going to do it? And the old woman's played by Hilary Mason. She's brilliant in Don't Look Now. And Terry's friend was accidentally shot with a shotgun, so his shoulders bleed and blood. So there's a lot of tension there, wondering is he going to survive? And there's a lot of tension because the police are outside. They've got snipers, guns trained on the laundrette. And the show is also famous for the character of Arthur Daly, played by George Cole. He has the light relief. So in this episode, he's selling the story to the paper, making on the girl that Terry knows. She's planning on marrying them. So these journalists are paying them money to get the story.
One of the best never to get the title shot. Come on. Stick out your boobs and look tragic. You're on the score here. Yes.
So this character's always out to make money. And in later seasons, he has a bit more to do. And this being made in 1979, it has a gritty look, even for like TV shows during this time when they did outdoor filming. It has like a certain gritty look. The Sweeney was an excellent example. Dennis Waterman was in earlier. And this show was massive. especially during the 80s. It was like a slow burner. It took a while to get popular. And you got all these famous actors and actresses that wanted to be on the show. It was that popular. And this episode actually, like, sometimes it's edited because there's like strippers at the beginning. Like Terry's a minder of this strip club.
I can either knock you out or get you nicked. What do you want?
What are you talking about? The bloody tarts, mate!
Tots. Listen, son. Some of these girls have got children. They're mums. Now, how would you feel if someone behaved like you did in front of your mate?
Hey, Phil, I like the strippers in this episode. I wouldn't mind begging their bloody minder. Yeah, I bet you would, Bones. Terrific knockers. Dennis Waterman sung the theme song. That was a surprise. I didn't realise that he was a singer as well. It's interesting, the three robbers, that they're all three are black, and I don't think they do something like that these days. They have to have like diversity in programmes, whereas this was a time before you got like the woke brigade.
It ain't so easy for a black man to go straight. It ain't so easy for a black man to make it the way you did.
Make it? Me? Oh yeah, I've really made it, haven't I? Minding for a bloke who's collecting money out of washing machines.
If the bug was made these days, them three bloody robbers, one would be black, one would be bloody white, one would be bloody yellow. Yes, you're right there, Bones. This bloody walk makes us bloody mad as hell. One would be a bloody woman, one would be a bloody fella, one would be a bloody gear, or a tranny. Bones knows his stuff.
What are you laughing at?
So the show was never the same after Dennis Waterman left. He did like the first 7 seasons and a couple of TV movies. Then after he left, the show carried on a bit longer, but it was never the same. So overall, rating the first episode of Minder, I was surprised by how good it was. Loads of tension. And there's a lot of screen chemistry between Dennis Waterman and George Cole. And a lot of recurring characters pop up in later episodes. So I thought it was a great start for this show. And out of 10, I'd give this one 8. 8 out of 10. Very impressed. What do you think, Bones, in your life? You top marks, Phil. Terry sorts the buggers out. Ian, I hope these bloody snowflakes aren't huffed with what I said earlier. Okay, everybody, bye. See you next time. Like, subscribe and share. Bye. Bye.
You know he's got a bleeding degree.
I never knew that.
Yeah, sociology. Still at the thieving, but now he knows why he's doing it.
It is funny, isn't it?
Yeah.